we both mentioned how there was this moment in our walk where all of a sudden this veil was removed. And that's kind of what also started to ignite some of this like spiritual warfare we experienced, like the spiritual attacks that were happening to us. I kind of want to go a little bit deeper into the spiritual warfare, maybe, and kind of see where it takes us. Do you want to start?
Yeah, I started to really face what felt like a mental battle.
Mm.
So it felt like doubt and fear and confusion, honestly, intrusive thoughts, which is something that I've experienced so much in my life. So part of the veil being removed for me was seeing this in a new light of, oh, something doesn't want me to know the truth. Something doesn't want me to get closer to God, to Jesus. It was so almost confirming for me that it was coming up in such a big way because even though there was like doubt coming in, it was like, wait a second. The closer that I'm getting to God, the more attack I'm receiving, the more something doesn't want me to go there. There has to be something to this. It was like so validating for me. Just anything that would knock me off following this path further.
I've had physical attack too, but I also think most of my battle is mental as well. I think it's because of the gifts that we have from
Mm.
God previously, like in our spiritual jobs, was like I was a Reiki practitioner. I was like into like intuitive like readings and intuitive coaching and guiding people in that way. And a lot of that is like visionary. I think our gifts are so tied to our minds. That's where we get attacked the most. And you might be similar too. Like you might feel like a lot of anxiety or depression or get intrusive thoughts or things like coming into your mind. And I would just take that as like take a little mental note of that because your gifts are probably very much so tied to your mind and being able to connect with God on that level. Mine was like confusion related. Like I would get so confused. Like I even remember before I was like really I felt like the veil came off. I remember having conversations with friends who are Christian and they would try to talk to me like about things in the Bible or spiritual truth about God. And I just remember in those conversations, my mind would be so cloudy and foggy. It was like this confusion came over me because I was like, this does not compute. Like it was like my belief did not
Mhm.
compute with what she was telling me. And so it was very confusing. And I think the enemy loved to just really play into that. And that's honestly, I remember moments of this happening that were like seeds being planted, but I would get so confused that I would just be like, go back to my truth, go back to my truth. Cause I'm like,
Mhm.
I feel comfortable there because that's what I know. This does not feel comfortable. This feels like scary because I would get attacked when I would find out the truth. I would feel so like on fire for God. And then something like I would get like this person that would come into my world that would tell me this like different way of thinking or believing things that was just like a little bit different from what I believed. And then I'd feel like an attack come on of like confusion. And so I think
Mhm.
this isn't coming out of fear having this conversation. It's more like just having awareness around where you feel this like attack might happen for you or maybe how it's happened in the past because this doesn't just happen when you start this walk. It's been happening in your life and you just might have not been viewing it in this way. Or I encourage you to just take a few moments, maybe even to like think back on your life, like when times were hard, where do you feel like you get attacked the most? I've heard of people getting attacked physically, people that struggle with like eating disorders or like body dysmorphia or like thinking, like having that self-image of themselves be really distorted. That is a ploy from the enemy too, and that's like it's like whatever speaks to you, like he knows exactly how to like mess with you. He knows these things
Yeah.
about us and can use them against us if we're not aware of it.